Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, first of all, for this invitation. As always, I'm very happy to be a part of this amazing conversation about interlining. I hope that you can see my screen. Sorry?
Yes. Oh, good.
Yeah, you can see my screen. Perfect. So let me dive into it. My name is Emmanuel Ponsadier. Together with Jeroen de Visser, we are the founders of Fipper.com, a company based in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam to be very specifically. And we also have an office in Macedonia, where we mainly develop our IT. So what do? We provide actually interlining services, airport to airport and door to door to airline partners. What we have heard in the previous presentations is actually self-connecting. And the problem with self-connecting is you need somebody who takes the responsibility to transport the passenger to his connecting flight. There we come in. We take the responsibility in airport to airport or door to door to transport your passengers to his connecting flight. Sorry. How do we do this? Right now, at this moment, we serve our airliners from 180 airports, 430 routes, 25 countries, and we host approximately 60,000 seats under our IATA code VG048. So this IATA code we are using in order to distribute our content. Now that we talk about distribution, there were quite some problems, as mentioned before, with the different PSS system providers, etc. So we decided to build our own intermodality platform, which we call the Genius platform. And we use this platform to, first of all, distribute our ground content, because that's, again, our core business, airport to airport and door to door. But then we found out, why do we actually not integrate multiple providers into this platform? So we also integrating with ferry lines and cruises, attractions, airlines, obviously, web shops. We have immediate distribution to the GDS systems under VG048. We obviously also offer hotels and apartments integration, camping and RVs, and last but not least, OTAs, tour operators, travel agencies. What I find very important to mention is, in the current situation, how the airline industry looks into solving a problem is actually distributing your content through an OTA and then hoping that somebody else will find through meta search or through Google search the tickets which he is going to use. What we're actually looking at is actually the reason why. Why do you want to travel? Why would a traveler want to buy the ticket at Skyscanner? We believe the future of traveling is much more that you look at platforms like Amazon, you look at platforms like Netflix, because there are the future customers. Skyscanner is just one. This is something which I find very important, because in the generation that we are talking to, who we interviewed when we developed our system, they want to be able to book their entire journey from different angles and from different platforms, not anymore just from an airline related platform. So this brings me to the next slide. Looking into our distribution system, we offer legacy, but we also offer innovative systems. In terms of legacy, under VG048, the settlement would go under ICH, BSP, or bank transfer. We publish our fares in Atypico, our schedules in OAG, and obviously inventory through, right now, Amadeus Sabre and Travelport, which we are finalizing the integrations. Also, in our intermodality platform, airliners, regional especially, they're interested in hosting their inventory, but our ground transportation partners, they are also able to host their inventory. We offer in our intermodality platform a state-of-the-art reservation system, DCS connectivity, in order to offer a hassle-free end-to-end journey, and obviously distribution of all the content which we are hosting through the website, application, API, and also NDC. And our entire intermodality platform comes with a door-to-door ground interlining module. As you can see on the right side, you see here our inventory system. So this is the foundation of our technological architecture. And then we have our retailing platform, which is nothing else than our website, which we are currently updating, optimizing, because in the beginning we started as a B2B platform, but we gradually, due to COVID, moved to also becoming a B2C platform in which we offer as well self-connecting interlining services to our connected airliners. And to close the entire value chain, we also developed a state-of-the-art application, which is already live, but which is going to be publicly live next month. And in this application, you can actually offer as a passenger multimodal transportation. You can book it there. So for our airline partners, because I want to zoom into that, what is for them the main benefits? They can increase their catchment area by interlining and co-sharing on the VG048 with surface modalities. And if I talk about airliners, I mean legacy airliners, regional airliners, private jet airliners, low-cost airliners. And obviously, this can go through the standardized legacy systems, but also through the NDC systems. And we will make sure that you are able to connect airport to airport, let me say legacy airliner with a low-cost airliner. So connecting, for instance, Eindhoven with Düsseldorf. This is obviously what we are doing daily, offering these services already to our airline partner. We are not a hypothesis anymore, even if we just started 1 year ago, but we are transporting today already passengers who fly to Martinique, and they start in Düsseldorf. And through us, through our services, Düsseldorf to Brussels, for instance, is by ground transportation, and from Brussels to Martinique, they fly with our airline partner. So this means actually that we are increasing the catchment area for the airline partner. The main benefits: co-sharing, interlining, increase your online airports, very important, increase ancillary revenue, also offer passengers door-to-door travel, and obviously through our interlining SPA, we offer our airline partners 6 economy classes and 4 business booking classes. For our ground transportation partners, it's very important that we have there also a seamless process. We have a boarding pass integrated application, a seamless integrated multimodal application, which obviously cross-sells different modalities with each other, real-time trip alerts for passengers, real-time luggage alerts where your luggage is, and automated rebooking and ticket issuing. The ground transportation partners who we have right now in our inventory are bus companies, ferry companies, limo companies, and trains. And again, it is very important we host the inventory, so we are fully liable under all IATA standards for the entire journey. So it's not just that we're making a connection, we really are insured. We need to make sure that the partners are on time. I will dive into that in a second. And to close almost the presentation part, FIPA provides as well the attraction part, and this is where I said the reason why I want to travel, because I want to travel again to visit an adventure, an activity, a sport event, tourist attraction, or to go to a restaurant. And our partners, what we do with restaurants and what we do with, for instance, let me say one correct example, Ajax, for instance, we talk to them, a football club, and ask them, why actually aren't your visitors booking immediately on your website a flight ticket and a soccer ticket in one? And they actually told us it's very complicated to get this done. So actually this is something, a problem case that we started working with, and we integrate them into our own intermodality platform, and we make this accessible for all our interline partners, so that if you want to visit a Champions League game, that you buy as well the soccer ticket and also the flight tickets and immediately the taxi tickets, in order to have the entire customer journey in one. I want to skip a few parts and to dive into immediately a demonstration of a small video to give you a practical example on how we work right now. So this is our intermodality platform, because I was talking about intermodality. We call it the FIPR platform. And this FIPR platform, here we have the DCS, the GDS, the reservation system, obviously the mobility content which we are hosting, the operations, how we manage that for our airline partners. And let's just follow one passenger who books at our website. So the customer journey can start at different angles because we distribute obviously under interlining through OTAs like Skyscanner, where we are already active under our partner's name. And we also distribute as an operating partner our inventory to airliners who resell these itineraries. So the customer journey starts from different angles. And in this case, the customer journey starts on our website where we build an IBE. So here you can see we sell ground transportation as air transportation. The passenger looks up, this is a test environment, sorry. The passenger looks up his journey and he will receive our, first of all, ground transportation leg, Amsterdam to Brussels. And when he opens this up, he will see the fare bundles, the families which we are making, which are also able, for interlining purposes, they are very easy to use and easy to understand for our passengers. And then obviously he needs to fill in his details. I want to skip this part a bit because I believe you will understand how a passenger needs to fill in his details. So after a passenger fills in his details, he receives a confirmation. And here you see that it's operated by ground transportation and the trip number. These are our IATA code trip numbers, which we use obviously for interlining purposes as well. The settlements, if we are the party who is doing the retailing, is going through our checkout partner, and obviously this will be settled within the Interline SPA agreement in 30 days, 14 days, etc. After the passenger has done the booking, our partners, let me say if it's an agent or our in-house agent, they can see the entire trip summary of this passenger in a very easy format. And after we checked if this passenger has no problems with the bookings, the passenger receives a confirmation to check in. So the passenger is completely kept in the entire airline ecosystem. He then goes to the check-in system, and this check-in system provides him the possibility to receive his boarding pass. And this boarding pass again allows him to travel multimodal and to go to the different modalities. Here he fills in his details as he would do at an airliner. Let me just go a little bit quicker here. And he will receive obviously a QR code, and this QR code is very important. This QR code is according to the latest IATA standards, fully compatible to our interline partners airports. So it means actually the passenger will go right now, will receive this QR code and will then go to the modality, and after he went to the modality, he can go immediately through the airport security if he doesn't need to drop his luggage, obviously. So this brings us to the final stage of the presentation. Here receive your confirmation as a passenger. Thank you for choosing FIPR or traveling with us. And then the magic starts. You see here the boarding pass, which is in completely compliance to all the boarding passes as he is used to. And this can be obviously also in the branding of our airline partner. This is just an example if you would take VG. So the magic starts behind the doors, and here we are doing the manual assignment just to show to you how we make sure that the passenger arrives on time on his connecting flight. Here we assign the passenger to a modality. In this case, it's a car. And normally this goes fully automatically, but we should always be able to intervene in case there is a problem. So now we assign the passenger here in a manual manner. And if it's successful assignments, the driver or our partner will receive a confirmation with the passenger details. And obviously, we have also all the details immediately in front of us. The final stage in this is that we see the email of the driver who received his ride details with the passenger name, with the arrival time, etc. ETA and STA, sorry. I hope this was clear to everybody. What I wanted to show you and giving you this demonstration is actually that at the end of the day, we are holding the inventory of our ground transportation partner. We are connecting airport to airport in 2.5 hour driving distance and door to airport in 2.5 hour driving distance. We do that under VG048. We distribute our inventory through GDS systems like Amadeus, Sabre, Travelport, so you can interline there with us. I want to say from October onwards, because until now we have been in a testing environment, and the settlement goes as you are used to do it. And if we do it bilateral, we are able to distribute also through our own system your content on our own website and do the virtual interlining with airliners who are connected to us. We obviously have quite some partners already that we are working together with, but I want to be careful with showing all the details right now. If there are any questions, I'm always able to answer them and also to disclose one-on-one partners there, no problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Very interesting presentation, very interesting demo. We have a couple of questions for you as well that we have just received. And I will start with the first one, which I think it's maybe worth explaining and clarifying to the audience. So you mentioned that you have an airline code, meaning that you are an airline with your own rights of operating scheduled services under the VG code. But can you please explain again to the audience how does it really work? Yeah, and what is this model precisely?
So what this airline codes enables us to do is actually offering you through the IATA ecosystem or GDS ecosystem, airport to airport, as if we are an airliner. So in the system, we are a virtual airliner. The only difference is we are using ground transportation modalities to connect you airport to airport. We sign beta agreement or unilateral interline agreements in which we are the operating carrier. So it means actually we are the one who is transporting your passengers from the one airport to the other, and you can be the issuing carrier. And in this one, you would be the carrier who is extending the online airport reach. As I mentioned in my example, one of our airline partners wanted to increase his catchment area to Düsseldorf. And what we did for him is we activated Düsseldorf with ground transportation, Düsseldorf to Brussels, for instance, and now they can sell Düsseldorf, Martinique, Düsseldorf, etc., etc. And from that perspective, we are transporting the first leg, Düsseldorf to Brussels with ground transportation partner under VG048, and the second leg is done by our airline partner as he is used doing it. But in the first leg, we obviously take all the responsibilities which an airliner should take. We take them as well. We are insured in case of there are scheduling conflicts. We need to provide an alternative the moment there are delays. In case there is something, an emergency with the passenger, we need to send to you the lift file. So we are working fully in this ecosystem in which you have the DCS system that the passenger has an open status, then has a checked-in status, then has a flown status after we transported him, and then that we are sending you actually the ETLs after the transportation has been completed. And after sending the ETL, we do the settlement. So this is briefly what it means, why we use this IATA code. It's actually to be fully compliant to the entire airline IATA system. So you are partnering with a partner who increases your catchment area, but understands fully the language which you are speaking. Yeah.
So the next question, actually very much related to what you were just saying, is how long does it take to integrate a new airline partner actually with your solution?
Actually,
Well,
the first airline part was quite quickly, because that was through our website, and they just wanted to be on board already. If we want to do through GDS, obviously, as you know, we are restricted there to slots. With Amadeus, Travelport, Sabre, etc. So this is something on a third-party perspective. But from our perspective, we are a technology company, which is very important to know. Yeah, matter of 2 to 4 weeks. We should be able to onboard a new airline partner depending on the distribution method. If we want to distribute together through the GDS system, this takes a little bit longer, obviously. But if we want to do it just to our website, to virtual interline, this is something, which is way easier. Yeah.
Emmanuel, I think it was clear, but just for the sake of clarity, because the question is coming again. You've mentioned you're a technology company, but just for the sake of clarity, do you actually fly planes? Yeah.
Right now, not yet. We started with the, let me say, the ground transportation part. And this is a very good question, because this is a direction which we are taking our company, that we actually want to do three-dimensional multimodality transport. But right now, no, we don't plan it. We don't plan to do short haul, because we obviously focus 2.5 hour driving distance, and we see the world is using multimodal transportation modes to solve the 2.5 hour driving distance, let me say flying distance. But in the future, we don't know where it takes us, maybe, but we are not planning yet to become a full-fledged airliner. We just want to serve our airline partners for now by connecting them through ground transportation means, hassle-free. Yeah. And to finalize that, we just opened up an airline desk at Schiphol, in which we serve our airline partners. So we serve your passengers there, if in case we have an interline agreement. And we are opening up a second one. You're the first one to hear this. And obviously, we will open much more counters in Europe to really serve our airline partners as a full interline partner. Yeah.
Very clear.
But we need to fly now. No, it would be too much.
Last question. You've mentioned low-cost carriers, full-service carriers, or private carriers. So various type of carriers with various approaches and models when it comes to Interline. So a very similar question for you as well. How are you addressing the needs of all these type of businesses? And last but not least, how do you ensure a good and consistent customer experience?
Okay, these are a lot of questions. So what we offer our airliners, if it's low cost or legacy, but let me just zoom into low cost, is actually feeding them with the lowest price possible at the end of the day, because that's what we want. We serve that need by, first of all, having a conversation about an interline agreement, which we are signing together. And obviously, we have a incredible network. I mean, at the end of the year, we hope to offer more than 1,000 routes throughout Europe. So this is quite vast. And I believe due to Corona, it's quite difficult to find now partners who can offer you this kind of a route network. So the route network is here the USP, which we want to offer the low-cost carriers. In terms of customer experience, we try to start from the beginning and also close the ends by saying the customer downloads the application. In this application, he receives immediately customer engagement through chatting with us. When there are disruptions, we are very intuitive and sending him that in advance. So you can already download our new application, register there, and you see which direction which we are heading with the customers, because we are a very customer-centric company. And to close the customer-centric side, we therefore opened up a airport desk, because we know there are always customers who find digitalization a little bit difficult. So on one side, we are fully digitalized, let me say 85 to 90%, but we also want to be there for customers who are not able to digitalize. So therefore, we're opening up the airport desks to really be there and representing our airline partners, their brands. It's very important, this message, that airline partners don't believe that we want to put out our brand. That's not where we are here. We're a technology company, and we don't mind if the airline partner's name is on front of our name, or if our name isn't even there and only the airline partner's name is mentioned in our application or through our digital ecosystem. So this is how we want to serve, on the one side, B2B airline partners, and B2C through giving a great application, a great customer service by being there, face to face. We can't do it better than that, I believe.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much.